They say it's the hardest trophy to win in sports.
Lifelong dream.
But the only thing more difficult than winning the Stanley Cup is doing it again.
Another audacious prediction, set unrealistic expectations and exceed them.
The Golden Knights' quest for the Cup is underway.
Go, Knights, go!
And once again, Vince Sapienza is on the road with the team.
I think this is the best part of the night.
Bringing you all the sights, sounds, and stories from the locker room to the ice.
I'm comfortable playing them against anybody.
And for the first time, their fellow Knights in Henderson and Tahoe join them in their chase for a championship.
It's going to go to a whole nother level here.
The Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network on the road with the Knights all postseason long.
Vegas wanted hockey, Vegas got hockey.
This is Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
Nerve-wracking for these defensemen going back to chase. And where is it? Mammoth able to keep that one aside. Mammoth has lost his stick now. Eichel's had a shot and a score! Shea Theodore scores in overtime for Vegas. And the Golden Knights have evened the series at 2 games apiece heading home.
The best of 7 series has now turned into a best of 3. Welcome inside another edition of Hockey in the Desert Weekly. I'm your host, Vince Sapienza. The Golden Knights took back the momentum from the Mammoth, snapping a 2-game skid, earning the split in Utah. Now here's a look at how the first 4 games played out, each team winning their first home game. And as you heard, the series is tied 2-2. Now, full transparency, this show was taped prior to the start of Game 5 on Wednesday night, but we are assured a Game 6 Friday in Salt Lake City, regardless of the outcome. However, before we look too far ahead, we have to look back, as we were the only local TV station on the road with the team.
The fans soaking it all in Salt Lake City. First ever home playoff game for the Mammoth.
So with that, let's go to the Delta Center for Game 3, where the decibel level was high. But incredibly, more noise was brought early from the Utah goaltender. The Golden Knights came out fast and furious, feeding off the home crowd, but it was Karel Vejmelka up to the task, making 13 saves in the opening 20 minutes. The Mammoth's offense in Game 3 can only be described as opportunistic. Puck pops out to Mackenzie Weegar, and he rips it straight off the Carter Hart mask. Taking a bounce and finding its way in, it's 1-0. Under 3 minutes to go. Utah now on the power play. Dylan Guenther showing off his power on the play. Second goal of the series, Vegas trailed 2-0. So we jump to the second, where it was more of the same. Vegas controlling the opening shifts, but on the first shot of the period, Lawson Crouse goes to the net, gets the pass, redirects it top shelf. 5 minutes later, Crouse doubles his total, this time from the high slot, top of the circle. Hart gave up 4 goals on the first 8 shots he faced. Vegas would not go away quietly, though, into the night as they continued to attack. And Jack Eichel gets rewarded, going to the paint, poking up his rebound and getting his first of the series, 4-1 through 2. But in the third, the Golden Knights postseason goal scorer delivers again. Nick Dowd cutting the deficit in half, but again, too little too late. The Knights lose 4-2 and now trailing the series 2-1.
I think there's a reason why it's a 7-game series and not a 1-game playoff or a 3-game series, right? I mean, you're not going to win every single game. So, yeah, it's 1 game. You know, we're on to the next game. So, I mean, we're going to I think we can take a lot of positives out of this game. And, you know, we can go back and look and correct some things. But overall, like I said, I mean, I thought we played well.
Now, a couple positives to take that John Tortorella did take was the shot suppression. Vegas allowed just 12 shots on net. That's the fewest in a playoff game in franchise history. After the game, Torts was asked if he gave any thought to pulling Carter Hart for Adin Hill. The answer was a quick and firm no.
But if there's one player I do know very well, it's him. And I know him. He's pushed that away already, and we're doing the same thing. And I don't think it's a bad game. I think we needed 1 or 2 more saves from him. But it was a funny game. It was a really weird game from him. That first goal, I've never seen a goal like that. Off the mask, I think it went off his pad and directed into the net. There was some things that went on that it was just weird for him. But I know him. He's a competitor. He'll be fine, as I said last night. He'll be fine, and he's smart enough. And I think, strong enough to know to push that away and just have a good practice tomorrow and get ready for Game 4.
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, obviously, the last game wasn't my best effort, and some unfortunate bounces and some goals I want back, but it's the game of hockey, and you put it behind you and you move forward, and you just bounce back and get right back at it.
All right, so let's head back to the Delta Center. Prior to Game 4, John Tortorella said his team would be ready to play, and were they ever. The second shift of the game, Pavel Dorofeyev on the doorstep. The newest member of the top line finished in the feed from Ivan Barbashev. A pretty passing play makes it 1-0 Vegas, and you could see the relief in the celly. Now, about midway through, the entire building thought the Mammoth had tied it up. So much so, they hit the lights. But Michael Carcone does not hit the net. Fortunate for Vegas, he puts it up and over the cage. Now, under 2 to go, down a man, but the guys in gold go up another goal. Brett Howden showing off the fancy footwork, silky mitts, beating Kirill Vizmelka for his first of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Roadies head into the first intermission up by 2. So go to the second where the Knights kept their foot on the gas. Noah Hannafin throwing it on net, and Cole Smith is there to tip it home. Take another look. The shot is going well wide of the net, but he redirects it. His first career Stanley Cup playoff goal. Vegas take a 3-0 lead. But now, this is where things would take a turn. Utah scored twice in a 29-second span, injecting a whole bunch of life into the building. First, Nick Schmaltz in tight, and then Ian Cole from distance. Vegas' lead is now cut to 1 after 2. So a minute 45 into the final frame, Utah come all the way back. Carcone making up for his miss in the first. One times this one through the circle. We're tied at 3, but Utah was not done there. They take the lead thanks to the Mammoth captain, Clayton Keller, speeding down the wing. He throws it on net, goes across the crease, off Shea Theodore and in. However, the guys in gold right back out at Howden Park near the paint and gets his second of the contest. Another redirect. Sensing a theme here, we're tied at 4, and we would go to overtime. Now in the extra frame, the Golden Knights thought they found the winner right here off the rush. Dorofeyev's shot finds its way past the Mammoth goaltender. The Golden Knights celebrate, but they would go to review, and after another look, Eichel was offside by a hair, so we play on. Under a minute left in the OT, Eichel making up for his mistake, and he's going to deliver a dime with the backhand. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Shea Theodore! That is your game winner, OT winner. The Golden Knights even the series at 2 games apiece with a 5-4 victory.
That's great. I think especially at the close to the end of the first overtime, you don't really want to go to a second, but it's just a good feeling. Obviously, like I said before, it sucks having that one called back, but I feel like we kept our foot on the gas, and I think scoring on OT winners, is pretty special.
There's going to be huge ebbs and flows. It's playoff hockey, especially in an away environment, and I think the message was just stick together, keep playing our game. We played a really good game for most of the night tonight, and so we stuck with it, and everybody stuck together, and overtime's a tough time, and we got it done.
I mean, you just got confidence and faith in your group, so obviously that's kind of I think that's maybe a first for me, just, everyone jumping on the ice, and then obviously an offside call, and like I said, the building got pretty rocking there. I think, there was a sign of relief for their fan base and them, and for us, I think we just realized that we did a lot of good things throughout that period that gave us that look, and as soon as we got back to the bench, it's the same idea, just keep trying to do the good things that we did there that got us that opportunity that we scored on, and like I said, I thought we did that very well going forward after that disallowed goal, and we got results for it.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good hockey game, and again, we're so involved in coaching, trying to put people on the ice and this and that. I thought we won it the first time. I was in the coach's room pretty much celebrating, and I was yelled back out that we're not sure, and so that was a little weird for me, but yeah, so I'm happy for the guys. They've put in the work. That I thought they prepared very well, so we even it up and we keep on going.
Despite all the ice, we're just getting warmed up here on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. When we return, we'll head back to the Beehive State and explain the buzz behind the NHL's newest must-see motor vehicle. Plus, give you the hockey history behind the Utah Mammoth Zammoth.
You're watching Hockey in the Desert Weekly.
The National Hockey League is littered with unique, Iconic traditions created by franchises and fan bases that have now become synonymous with the clubs they support. Start here in Vegas with the Victory Flamingo. Every win at the Fortress, you see these feathers fly on the ice. Now in Detroit, you have the Good Luck Octopus being thrown on the ice. The Nashville Predators put their own spin on it with the tossing of a catfish. In Columbus, they actually have a 1,500-pound cannon that fires before, during, and after games. But as we learned during our time in Utah, the NHL has a new craze thanks to the Mammoth creating the Zammoth. Let's just start from the beginning. How, why, what?
Started in the summer. So as you know, we launched the brand in May, and something that we consistently do here in Utah is try to bring fans as close to the brand and the experience as possible. So we've seen fan bonies. I spent a lot of time on the road last year with the team, noticed them around the league, and we initially thought, okay, well, what do we get going and how do we make something that's unique to us?
And it's unique on many levels, not just because of the look or noises it makes, but also its prehistoric hockey backstory. The Zammoth is a decommissioned Zamboni that was originally built and used during the 2002 Winter Olympic Games here in Salt Lake City. We have an Olympian.
Yeah, absolutely. Carries a lot of history for hockey here in Utah.
Yeah, how important, I guess, is that kind of aspect tied into everything?
Yeah, I think something that we're trying to do here is definitely carry the tradition from what was here before. Hockey feels new, the NHL feels new, but we've had the Olympics. We used to have the Frozen Fury here with the Kings and other opponents, so it's nice to have a continuous thread from those 2002 Olympics, and I expect her to be running at the next Olympics when it gets here in Utah.
First ever home playoff game for the Mammoth.
The franchise just completed its second season here in Utah and their first full season under their new persona. The Mammoth name was chosen following a 13-month fan-driven voting process that included 4 rounds of surveys and over 850,000 votes. Once the name was official, like the Mammoth, the ideas were big and fierce.
It didn't take us 5 minutes to get started about ideas. They're starting to draw things. There's papers out, there's pens. We went pretty quickly through the initial scope phase with them and then started to determine sort of what materials are they using. They welded most of this, which is pretty incredible. So there's some great stuff on their channels there, but it was a labor of love. There's a lot of time and detail that went into it, but early concepts are pretty much what you see. Climb up in the back. Might as well get in here.
Let's do this. Is this the first Vegas person
Probably.
in the Zammoth?
Yeah.
Are you okay with this? Is this okay?
Last and only. Yeah,
okay.
You're not team issues,
That's
so
true.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay. How many people?
10.
10 people?
Yeah.
You really do pack it in.
Yeah.
You weren't lying.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Zammoth made its debut on Tuesday against the Edmonton Oilers. It became a fixture and focus for fans during every intermission to close out the regular season. What was the reaction in-house?
Yeah.
I'm talking fans in the stands in the building when it debuted.
Yeah, absolutely went crazy. Especially to see as many fans as there were in the stands around intermission. As you know, everybody kind of got to go fill your beer up, get a hot dog. It was as loud as if we had just scored a goal. Fans have loved it. That's part of why we're bringing it out to the plaza for our plaza party. We want as many people as possible to be able to touch it, see it, feel it, take some photos. So home games here around playoffs, so fans will be able to get to do that.
How's it going, fellas? Good. What size did you guys need?
We exchanged a Vegas jersey for a Mammoth jersey.
Why'd you do that?
Because we like a Mammoth jersey. Mammoth is better, that's why.
Did you even feel bad?
No.
Why? But you had Golden Knights jersey, so at some point you must have liked the Golden Knights, right?
Yeah, true. But I already have 2 other ones.
I was a Golden Knights fan before we got a team here, and I've had this sitting in my closet for too long now, and I'm just not going to wear it anymore. So figure I have the original Utah Hockey Club jersey, and so figured now I'd finally get my Mammoth one. Gone.
Wow.
Yeah, jumped ship. The Winter Classic jersey, and I was like, oh, now I'm second guessing it, but not really.
All right, so you just threw away a Golden Knights jersey for a brand new Utah Mammoth jersey.
That's right.
Did you even feel bad about it?
No. When they asked the Vegas owner if he felt bad about losing this part of the market, he said he didn't really care. So I was like, well, we don't care about him then, Gonna upgrade.
Thank you very much.
Talk about an all-time chirp from franchise to franchise. Just hours before Game 1 in Utah, the Mammoth held a free jersey exchange. Anyone who turned in a Golden Knights jersey got a brand new 2025-26 home Mammoth jersey. Now, the team only had 250 sweaters to swap, but nearly 1,000 people showed up looking to adjust their wardrobe. As you can imagine, the event went viral, but based on my mentions, it seems there were some misconceptions. Remember, when Bill Foley created the Golden Knights, he wanted them to be the team of the Rockies, and he had TV market control through Salt Lake City and into Montana. Now, when the Coyotes left Arizona and eventually became the Mammoth in Utah, the VGK lost that market, but also gained the Arizona market. After years of learn-to-play programs, meet and greets in Utah, the VGK franchise created a fairly large fan base in Utah, which is why so many people had VGK swag to deal with. Later in the day, during a press conference with Commissioner Gary Bettman, Mammoth owner Ryan Smith was asked about Vegas's influence on his own franchise.
This was also kind of part of their market, as they launched, and that was part of the territory that we took. I mean, Vegas hockey was on TV here. And I think you could see that with the jersey exchange today, which, as much as everyone thinks I'm just trolling them, no, it's 50%, but I think it's way more of, it's a respect for how they've grown, and I think that's part of the responsibility is kind of slide over and let the new group come in a weird way, similar to the way that someone slid over for them to come in, and so nothing but respect. There wasn't a lot of data in bringing. I'll just be honest, in sports, just like when Vegas went in, there probably wasn't a lot of data, and it was probably uncommon sense that it worked. Watching it succeed there gave me a ton of confidence it would work here.
All right, still ahead on Hockey in the Desert Weekly. It's time to take a trip to House Henderson. The Silver Knights continuing to rewrite the franchise record books. They punched their ticket to the next round. We'll show you how they swept San Jose in a series preview with the Colorado Eagles. What a week it was for House Henderson. Welcome back inside Hockey in the Desert Weekly. The Silver Knights punched their ticket to the Pacific Division semifinals in the Calder Cup playoffs. They swept San Jose 2-0, winning just their second ever postseason series and first since 2021. Now in Game 1, the Silver Knights rallied back down 3-1 for a thrilling 5-4 overtime win. Trevor Connolly, your OT hero. He added 2 more assists in Game 2. But the bigger story, at least on Friday, continues to be Carl Lindbaum, who turned away 26 shots to remain unbeaten in regulation in his last 22 outings. Raphael Lavoie scored what turned out to be the game winner, his third goal in 2 games, 5 different goal scorers, and a 5-1 win.
We know that if we play our game like we have and like we will do, there's not many teams that can hang with us. So that's kind of the theme that's been going through our locker room. Just stick with it, play our game, and we're going to be fine.
It's awesome. We're really excited as a group, moving on to the next round. And yeah, that's what you're fighting for. I feel like we had 2 really strong games here, so just building off that.
We checked the box. We checked another box. We talked about that when we got in. Now you've checked another box against a very good hockey team, and it's not going to get any easier as we go on here. But we're excited.
So next up for the Silver Knights, it's the division semifinals. They take on the Colorado Eagles in a best-of-5 series. Game 1 Friday at Lee's Family Forum. Henderson had just 2 wins in 8 matchups during the regular season with Colorado, but over the last couple months, the team has some newfound confidence and belief that has them focused on them and them alone. Now, over the weekend in Utah, when the Golden Knights hit the ice for practice, we saw Silver Knights forward Braden Bowman and Trevor Connolly practicing with the team. The call-up came just 2 days after they helped HSK move on to that next round. And while many of us in the media were speculating on possible lineup changes involving them following the Game 3 loss, Tortorella quickly put an end to that, saying they were just there for the experience.
By Carpenter. He enters the zone. Carpenter leaves it for Souter. Souter backhander. Score! Score!
Now a brutal weekend for the Night Monsters, who lost Game 2 against the ECHL's #1 team in overtime. The team in teal now find themselves down 2-0 as the series shifts back to Tahoe this week. Stick around, we're clearing the ice when we return. Talk about earning the primary assist. The Sabres faithful, seeing that the anthem singer's mic was going out, they started singing the Canadian anthem in America. That's how you pick up your teammate, Buffalo. Way to go. It's Clear the Ice. We'll see you next week.